I'm Josh Wood. I'm with Real Broker here on Vancouver Island in BC, Canada. And today we're going to talk about the topic of joining a team or going solo. What's the right option for you? What's the pros and cons? Maybe you're just getting licensed and you're kind of thinking about, well, what are the options that are available to me? Well, we'll talk about this topic in depth. So, just a little bit about myself. First, I was a solo agent for about 5 years before starting a team. So, I do have experience on both sides of this topic. Again, I live on Vancouver Island with my wife and 3 children, and I started real estate when I was on a small Gulf island off of Nanaimo called Gabriola Island. So, on the island, I actually got a lot of experience relatively quickly. I've sold small building lots for 85,000, starter homes for 250,000, and then up to our high-end luxury listing point of the max amount was 5 million that was sold. I of course sell on the main Vancouver Island as well, so I do have experience with strata, with manufactured homes, pretty much everything residential, land as well, but not commercial. I don't really touch commercial. So we have a small team here of 3 agents and are continuing to grow and find success, and things are going well. So diving into the topic, solo or team, what are your options? Real estate is a challenging but rewarding career, and the stakes are high, but so are the rewards. So as a new agent, you may find yourself asking, should I go solo? Should I join a team? This is really a crucial question that requires a lot of consideration, and there are a few factors to take into consideration. There are pros and cons really to each choice, and the correct answer actually largely depends on you. A solo agent. What is a solo agent? Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. So it involves an agent that doesn't work with any others officially. They are flying solo. They may have a referral partner, right? Relationships that they've established, or even showing partner relationships, but largely they operate alone. If a solo agent gets a buyer, they are helping that buyer from the beginning to the end. If a solo agent gets a listing, it's all on that one person to do everything. Unless they outsource things, maybe they outsource some of the marketing or the video production, advertisement, etc. But it's on one individual's shoulders to carry through from beginning to end. So, pros and cons. What are the pros and cons of being a solo agent? So, let's talk about the pros first. So, positive mindset, right? So, pros, you have full autonomy. It is on you. No one is telling you what to do or how to do things. You're doing this all on your own. So you're responsible as a solo agent for your marketing, for your leads, for your promotion. You control your own schedule completely. So your success depends solely on yourself. So you're depending on yourself personally. And this may be super appealing, and it does appeal to many, many people. So really be aware of what it is that you need, on how you operate. So ask yourself that question. So the answer to what is really better for me personally, solo or team, is super personal. So you got to figure out yourself. And you know what? It may change over time. It really may. The answer right now might not be the same answer in 4 or 5 years. Another pro of being solo is higher commission potential. So you don't have a team split. You will see more commission paid to yourself if you are solo, because there's less people that need to make a living involved. It's just yourself. Flexibility, so you can set your own schedule. You can work at your own pace. You're not accountable to anyone else. No one's gonna give you a call or give you an email and say, hey, did you get that thing done? It's on your shoulders. And again, that might be super appealing. And some personality types definitely thrive within this solo structure. And then another pro is personal branding. You get to develop your own brand and market yourself as yourself individual. And you get to really create something from the ground up. A few more pros that we'll get into is independence. So there's no reliance on team success for your personal success. You're not relying on another company or team or individual to prop you up. This is all on you. So some individuals definitely do prefer this aspect. Another pro is direct client relationships. So it's on you to establish, to maintain directly your relationships with your clients. So it's on you to keep track of your clients from start to finish and maintain relationships with them. You're not going to be outsourcing that. There's not going to be maybe a transaction coordinator that kind of takes it from here, because some people like that control. They say, no, you know what? I want to really hold my client's hand, and rightfully so, from start to finish, and I want that to be on me. So that's totally fine. And then another pro is skill developmental control. So it's really on you. The sky's the limit in real estate, and that's again what makes it so appealing to so many people, is there's no hard cap on what you can make, what you can earn, what you can accomplish. So it's up to you individually as a solo to seek that training, to get that coaching, to get that mentorship that you desire, and to grow at a steady pace or an incredibly fast pace. And maybe growing isn't the priority, right? It doesn't have to be everyone's priority to sell 50 homes in a year. Maybe you just want to sell 10 or 15 or 5. And that's up to you. You control that as a solo agent. So now we'll get into some cons, right? So we talked about pros. Now what are the cons of being a solo agent? Our first pro was that you're autonomous. Well, that can also be a con, just depending on the individual, on your makeup, your mindset, how you're built. So you are autonomous. It is on you. No one's telling you how to do things and what to do. It's on your own, which means you also got to figure it out on your own, especially if you don't have coaches or training involved. So you're responsible for your marketing, for your leads, for your promotion, for your schedule. Your success is really depending on you as a person. It's depending on your personality. Now, that might be super appealing, right? Some people might view this as a con, but others will view this as a pro. So what's really important, though, is that you're self-aware of what it is that you need and how you operate, how your brain works. Be self-aware enough to say, you know what? I think that I should be in this category or in this category. So the answer to which model is better for you, again, like we mentioned a few minutes ago, may change over time. Right now, maybe I should be here. In 5 years, maybe I should be here. So at first, you'll likely lack the resources and the support that a team really provides. You'll have to create all those resources. You'll have to figure it all out. So that is a con. You walk into a team and they'll say, no, this is how you do things. This is how you handle a lead. This is how you handle a listing presentation or an actual listing that you do have, how you advertise it. Another con of being a solo agent is potential burnout. So burnout in the industry is very, very real. It's not hard to become overwhelmed with the workload that an agent has. The phone will not stop ringing. It doesn't stop at 5 p.m. when you go home, right? There'll be work calls, and it's not like you can turn your phone off. You have to take those work calls, especially if you're in a transaction, right? So, some things can wait, but if you're handling negotiations of a deal right in an evening, that's go time. You do have to perform. You do have to show up. Without the shared workload that a team can support and provide you with, burnout can be real. So having a full day with scheduled showings for 6 to 8 hours, and then you get home and then you have to write an offer, but you still have family time too. That's what this job is like. So being able to share that with a team really can alleviate some stress. And it's not that every task can be shared. If you just showed homes all day and you got home and your client asked you to write an offer, maybe that can't be shared. That's something you still have to do. But then maybe the tasks that you had to do that evening for the team or marketing or the next day's tasks, those can be shared. So the workload can be shared more so within a team. Okay, another con is financial risk. So being solo, the sole responsibility for covering your business expenses are on you. So it's not hard to spend money in this industry. I tell you, there's so many subscriptions, and get this for $50, $60 a month. Get this for $400 for the year. And it's not like you can just get one or two things. There are many, many things that are designed to make your life easier, and some of them indeed do. But it can be a pay-to-play industry. It can be very expensive. It's not hard to spend money. I know of marketing videos for listings that can be in the $3,000 to $5,000 range just for a video for a listing. So I've also know of agents that have gone bankrupt because their marketing spending was not in check. So within a team, although there is that team split, so it's costing you money, much of those marketing costs and the thought process and the checks and balances, you don't have to worry about because the team's looking after that. So something to consider. One more con of being a solo agent is missed networking opportunities. So this can happen just as if you're solo. So real estate is often called a lonely industry because flying solo, you're on your own again. You're not always rubbing shoulders with other individuals. Perhaps you are in the office or at your brokerage, but it's not maybe on the day-to-day. It's just not the same as being with a team where you're constantly checking in with each other and assisting each other. So again, it'll depend a lot on your brokerage and the community that you're part of. Working solo can be lonely because you'd be missing the collaborative team environment. Okay, so that was our solo discussion. So we got some pros, we got some cons. I think really the biggest highlight that I can give to you, or takeaway point, is as much as you can possibly, be self-aware and ask yourself the questions, what do I need in my business right now? What will really help me the most with this stage in my career? Let's talk about teams now. So some pros, some cons, what does it actually look like? So first we'll get into some pros. So first one would be training and mentorship. So a good team will offer training to help polish your skills and allow you to grow, and you'll be able to learn from experienced agents within the team. There'll be different scenarios brought up. There'll be weekly meetings. You'll have this avenue to go to them to get mentorship from that team lead. Another pro would be shared resources. So a team will provide you with assistance in different aspects of your business and also support when you need it. Like we mentioned before about being overwhelmed, if there's too many tasks, a team will have structures and systems in place to be able to assist with that. Then they can also help with marketing, materials, administrative supports, and even with supplying leads. Now, there can also be networking opportunities being within a team. So you can benefit from the established network and relationship that experienced team leader has already in place. And of course, this will depend a lot to a degree on the brokerage that you're with and of course the team that you're with. Now, another pro is there's a division of responsibilities. So as a solo agent, you have to be good at everything. You are running your business solely. Whereas if you're in a team, you can potentially choose to specialize in different aspects of your real estate business. You still have to be good at many, many things, but perhaps you can say more so, you know what, social media marketing isn't for me. Team, can you kind of look after that aspect? Can you post things on my behalf? Can you take video and make it all happen? To a degree, and different teams operate differently, but that can be shared. And so different aspects of your business can be covered by that team. So a few more pros. Collaborative and structured environment. So there's opportunities for idea sharing and for mutual support. Clear rules and procedures can help provide guidance and then reduce stress, as you'll know quicker in your career how to handle different scenarios being within a team. So that collaborative environment can really elevate your skill level, because being a solo agent, you oftentimes learn by going through at times something traumatic. But if you're in a team, you'll have that collaborative environment where everyone's talking and saying, hey, I went through this. How would you deal with this? So your knowledge share and input share and your skills will grow faster, in my experience and in my opinion. Okay, another pro is benefiting from a team reputation. So starting off as a new agent, It's your name, and that's all you have to go by. And that's the hard part, is because your name hasn't been associated with real estate for years in the past. A brokerage name might be, but your name isn't. But joining a team, it can help elevate your reputation and your credibility really quickly because that team is already well known or that team leader is already well known. So you can say, I am blank with this team, and your credibility can be propelled forward. Because one of the hardest parts of really starting in real estate is establishing yourself and getting that ball rolling down the mountain, right? That snowball that's collecting in size and speed. That has to be your career. But plugging into an established team can get that ball rolling faster. They can start giving you leads. They can start generating business for you so that you can start making a career for yourself. Now, a last pro that we'll talk about is built-in accountability. So team members can help you to be accountable, to reach your goals. There's someone that's going to be there to say, hey, how's it going with this aspect of your business? Were you able to reach out to your 3 people today, your 5 people today? Accountability is important. Now, those were some pros, but a team is not for everybody. What are some cons of being on a team? First one is commission split. It will cost you more. Absolutely. That's how a team has to operate. There has to be a commission split. So sharing a part of your commissions with the team will cost you money. So this can be a con, as your check at the end of the day, the end of the month, will be smaller. So it's important that you're getting value for what you're paying back into that team. So a good team will be providing you with more value than you are paying for your commission split. That's a huge takeaway point. A good team will be providing you more value than you are paying to it in commission split. So another con is less autonomy, right? So you're following the team's rules, their procedures. There's less independence. Teams might be open to talking about things and like, hey, can we try this? But maybe there's like a marketing plan in place where your social media posts have to fit into this category or this Canva template. That's up to the team again, but you will have less autonomy, likely. Another con is, to a degree, you're depending on your team's success. So an individual's success can be reliant on the team. If the team's not being run properly, you could potentially be on a sinking ship or a ship that's not zooming down the stretch as fast as it possibly could be, or as fast as you possibly could be if you were solo. Okay, so a few more cons. Team dynamics. So your success could be negatively affected by a negative team dynamic. It's important that you're in a team that is positive, that is upbuilding, that you're in a collaborative, forward-thinking environment. If there's a team dynamic that's negative thinking and it's bringing you down, that would not be a place that I would personally want to be, because it will affect not just your success, but your overall enjoyment and happiness in life and joy. So that's something to really take seriously, is what is the team dynamic? Less flexibility. You may have limited flexibility in decision making compared to working solo if you're on a team. And that's because, again, this team is a business that's operating and has procedures, and this is how we do things. So you may have to fall into place more so with a team. Another con would be limited personal branding. This again is up to the team. Some teams are just fine with you kind of making a name for yourself, and some teams are just fine with you making a name for yourself and spreading your wings, but some will say, no, I want everything to say the team name. Some teams will be more restrictive. Some teams are fine with you spreading your wings and being yourself. So which is the option for me? What do you think? What are you leaning towards personally? Real estate, of course, is not a 9-to-5 industry, but we need to stop sometimes, right? And we need to have a life. Work-life balance is necessary. So what's your plan to be able to achieve this balance? Maybe You as an individual aren't interested in balance at first. You just want to work as hard as you possibly can to make it happen. Then you might be a good fit to be a solo agent. When you go on vacation, what will be your support system? Are you able to wear all those hats to operate a real estate business by yourself? Many, many people are. So being truthful with yourself and with the answers to these questions may mean that being on a team is a better fit, at least maybe right now in your career. So again, consider your individual work style, how your brain works, how you operate. What are your personal goals? What are your preferred learning methods? Some agents, they thrive in a team environment, while others, they prefer that independence of working independently and going solo. So success. Success likely is your end goal. That's the result of where you want to be. Success is found from failure. Success is shaped by values. Success requires action and perseverance. And success builds momentum. There are more than one way to success, though. There's more than one route. So knowing your options can help make your route to success more direct. And note that I said success is found from failure. Isn't it true? When we fail at something, it can be a good lesson for us, how to do better. Well, I don't want to do that again, so how am I going to do better? Failing at a listing presentation, it almost has to happen so that you can get better. But at the same time, being on a team, you are in a collaborative environment where failure can come by listening to someone else's failure, how their listing presentation didn't work out, and then talking about, well, what can I do better? So it's that knowledge share that can really propel an individual to learn faster. So that's just a brief synopsis on some of the pros and cons of being a solo agent or joining a team. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My contact information is below. You can hit me up with an email or visit my website and give me a call even. Again, my name is Josh Wood. I'm with Real Broker here in BC, Canada, and I believe it's a fantastic environment for collaboration and for agents to really get the support that they need so that they can succeed. And there's many other reasons as well why I feel the brokerage here at Real Broker is such an excellent fit. So if you're looking for a sponsor or for a co-sponsor into the company, feel free to reach out and we can have a chat and I can answer some of your questions and see if it might be a good fit for yourself as well.